Recording live from the Northeast Georgia Business RadioX studio, this is Northeast Georgia Business Radio presented by Regions Bank. Start building your financial confidence at Regions Bank. Member FDIC, an equal housing member. Welcome back, folks, to another exciting edition of Northeast Georgia Business Radio. I'm your host, Tom Sheldon. And yeah, we're coming to you live from the beautiful Empower College and Career Center of Jackson County. I have with me another amazing guest. Some interesting work that he does, I must say. I have with me today from Penco Restoration, Nate Griffin. Nate, welcome to the Northeast studio.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
How are you, sir?
Very well, thanks.
You been cleaning up stuff?
Always something to clean up.
I hear you, man. Penco Restoration. Storm damage, water damage, disasters left and right, I guess.
Of all sizes. We've done projects where entire towns were affected.
Really?
Oh, yeah, Noonan a few years ago.
That's right.
Got hit with a tornado. We were on that job for months. In fact, they're still doing parts of it, even to this very day. I'm not going to mention the district, but a major school district had a huge loss in one of their gymnasiums.
Ooh.
Sprinklers came on, flooded the gym floor.
Wow, so they had a pool.
Yeah, well,
swimming pool.
A really shallow one.
Very shallow one. Very expensive.
So, yeah, all sizes. Emergencies and disasters of all size.
Now, how long has Penco been around? A good decade or so, hasn't it?
2013.
2013, 11 years.
Yeah, and in that 11 years, we've done about 4,000 projects.
Wow.
When I first came here, I was really shocked. I thought I was going to see 200-300. I started looking through the records. I saw thousands, and they're happening out there every day. We have guys on the road out there right now.
Really? Hustling.
Small jobs, big jobs, every kind of job.
Wow. I hear you, man. Now, you are business development manager.
That's right.
You go out and find new business, spread the word?
I'm the first, quote-unquote, sales employee the company has had.
Ever.
In its history.
The original.
Because the company historically has had really good relationships with other industry partners, insurance companies and adjusters and things of that nature. But one of the problems with that is that the world at large doesn't know a lot about Penco.
Right.
So my job is to spread that word,
spread
to get
the
that
word.
Story out. And also to help people understand, one, who we are and what we do, and then two, maybe how to prevent their own loss.
Right.
One of my roles is educational.
Okay.
I'd like to see, instead of somebody having a $65,000 water loss from a ruptured toilet line upstairs, to maybe have that be a $2,000 water loss because they knew where their shutoff was and they shut it off.
Oh, I got you.
You'd be surprised how many people have no idea where that valve is.
No idea.
And so,
or even what a valve. What's a valve?
Right. So the toilet water line breaks or the washer water line breaks. They see water coming down the wall. Don't know. They run out of the house. Don't know what to do.
So, are you the only person that celebrates laundry rooms upstairs?
Well, I have one. So,
so do I.
So
do I.
But it's another point of failure.
You know? Oh, it's a big point of failure.
Sure, it's convenient, but yeah, if that water line goes and you don't know where that valve is to shut it off at, and you panic, okay, that 2 minutes is all it's going to take.
Well, Nate, if you're even home to be there.
If you're exactly.
I mean, how many? Okay, we're all guilty. You turn on the washing machine. You know it's going to run for 30, 40, 50 minutes. I don't know. And you go outside or you go run to the corner real quick. I'm going to be right back.
Yeah. I don't do that.
Boom, a line snaps.
I don't run a washer or dryer without me being there.
I bet you don't.
Never.
You've seen the worst of the worst.
But I've done that all my life anyway.
Really?
I'm terrified of that happening.
So this is just fit your lifestyle from the beginning, I guess.
In a way, yeah. I understand the need to know about how to prevent these losses. My wife doesn't get to have candles in the house.
Really? Not at all? Wow.
She did that once. I had a relative just recently, a year or two ago, fell asleep with a candle and caught half the bedroom on fire.
Oh, it can happen.
Super dangerous.
It can happen.
So again, we have people that experience these losses of all sizes, commercial and industrial and educational facilities, and then people at their house, and a lot of them are preventable. And so it's kind of heartbreaking when you see a family, displaced out of their house because they didn't know how to shut their water off in a timely manner.
Yeah. Something relatively simple.
Right. Or they, like I said, they left the washer running and they left the house, and the line, it's always moving, right?
Oh, yeah.
It eventually works itself loose, and boom, you got a water
It's under
loss.
pressure. It's not under pressure. It's under more pressure. It's under, yeah.
And it's hot and it's cold.
That's right.
All those things. And we see across the entire spectrum, we see them all.
You just scared the entire audience.
Well, that's a healthy fear.
It is.
Right? It's a healthy fear. It's not an irrational fear. It's a rational fear.
You mentioned educational facilities, those are places like schools that
Absolutely.
you work within.
Yes.
Okay.
Large school districts have losses all the time.
Oh, of course.
And they're large facilities, and they have a variety of equipment running 24/7. Some of the infrastructure is decades old. Things happen.
Well, there's budgets, there's limitations sometimes.
Yep.
When you educate people, is that just a person by chance basis?
Well, kind of all the above. Well, one of the reasons I'm here is to spread that message
Right.
on a wider basis.
Well, you'll reach thousands at one time now.
Yeah, well, great.
Yeah, man.
And
You're
also,
welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, and also as we just meet people individually, we see people at trade shows, or we're out talking to people at various events, or even on the job, right? And we're talking to people, for example, this district we're working on. I've told the people that work there, would you like to not have this happen at your house?
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, how do I prevent it? Know where your shutoff is.
We have a shutoff?
Yeah, that's what a lot of people say. I had no idea where that shutoff was.
I guess if all else fails, run out to the meter outside and hope you can turn that darn thing.
Something. Know where that, have a plan.
Yeah.
Because it's not a matter of if it's going to happen, it's when it's going to happen.
It's when. Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
It happened. I'll give you another one.
Please.
It happened to me. When we bought our house, this is many years ago, I was sitting downstairs and one Sunday morning watching television, and I heard water. Like just pop. I heard water real quick. I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
And so I looked and looked and looked, and I couldn't find it. I opened up the cabinet underneath the sink, the kitchen sink. Water hit me straight in the face.
Oh, wow.
And what happened was the contractor who built the house never connected the fitting, screwed the fitting down to the faucet. It was just sitting there, just held together with just nothing.
Wow.
So one day it just vibrated loose, popped, water was spraying all underneath the counter.
Wow.
And if I hadn't been home to catch that, it would have been
yeah.
a major loss. It happens. It happened to me. It happened to anybody.
How about that? Now the audience is going around tightening all their compression fittings.
Not bad. There's not a reason. No,
Well, do
reason not
you
to.
seriously recommend that? I was being funny, but
No.
do you seriously recommend that?
No, okay. You have to think about.
I guess everyone needs to know what a compression fitting is.
What's
but-
at stake? What's at stake is if something really goes wrong, you're going to be out of your house for months. It could
Well,
be.
yeah, that is definitely worst case scenario.
So yeah, it doesn't hurt to have a plumber come by and tighten up all your fittings, or do it yourself. Just make sure they're good. Just make sure you put wire braid hoses on your toilet fittings and on your
Right.
washer and dryer. Just basic, or your washer, not your dryer. Make sure your dryer vent's clean.
Well, that's a big one there.
Just make
Even
sure
if you think it is, it may not be.
any one of these things could save your entire house.
Now, when you say braided hoses, I know what that is, but does everyone know what that is?
Well, a braided hose, it has wire mesh on the outside of it. It's industrial grade.
It's outside reinforcement, basically.
Yes, it is. It doesn't completely prevent anything from happening, but it greatly reduces the chance something would happen.
It prolongs the life too, does it not?
It does.
Yeah.
Because that outside, that mesh takes a lot of the stress of the usage of the item. And so it can save you. And they make those for toilet fittings, little, 2 foot or
Yeah.
1 foot, hoses, 6, 8 inches.
Whatever size you need, right?
And they make them for washers and dryers. They make them for everything.
The people don't realize how much hoses on the back of a washing machine move.
A lot.
Oh,
A lot.
wow. They beat the daylights out of the wall
And
sometimes.
it's only just a matter of time unless you put a braided hose
Where's a
on
little
them,
hole in it and boom.
or change them out every 10 years. Just do it.
Really? It's pennies on a
cheap.
dollar.
They're just, you change it, make sure it's good, make sure it's not leaking, then worry about something else for a while. I mean, I'm not, trying to be Smokey the Bear and trying to save everybody, but
You're doing a great job of it, Nate.
it's just what you got to think about. And
No, this is great because I assure you 90-something% of the listeners listening to this have not thought about that unless it's happened to them.
And then they think
then
about it
they're
a lot.
thinking about it.
Yep.
And no candles, folks. Just saying.
Well, it's just, if you eliminate these problems, and they just can't be problems.
Right. If it doesn't exist, it can't happen. Nate, we're going to take a really quick break. We're going to get in one of our community partners, and then we're going to get back to it. One of our great community partners is Moon Trip Productions. They are a full-service, Georgia-based videography company offering wedding videos, live event coverage, and commercial independent video and photo production. Molly and her team are ready for anything you may throw at them. Need content for social media? They're there to help. Need that perfect wedding video? They're on that too. Video content for that next trade show? Yep, Moon Trip Productions. Visit moontrip.space to take your content to the moon. And while you're at it, visit our website, negabrx.com, to see all our great community partners. Nate, are you still there?
I am.
Yeah, there you are. You didn't run off on me.
Nope.
Penco Restoration, man. You've been doing this for like a decade or something.
Yeah. Going on, going on 11 years for the company.
That's good. That's good. Now, you're here in Georgia, right?
That's right.
Primarily in Georgia, but now is there chances that you spread out into other states?
We do.
Oh, you already do?
Oh, yeah, we do.
You do?
We do take work in other states. Oh, about a month ago, we were called to an emergency out in Dallas. Or was it Houston? Let me think about that. It was
Somewhere out in Texas.
Yeah.
There you go.
So we had to go out there. The guys were on the road. It was a tornado that they worked, and there was several buildings that were affected, and lots of water damage. And they were out there for weeks working on that. Did a job in Raleigh. What's a year or two ago? A school district. The school over the summer, you typically run your air conditioner, but for some reason they opted not to over the summer.
Of course.
And when they came back, it was full of black mold.
Ugh.
All the schools, all the air conditioners.
Oh.
So we had 140 people on site for weeks, getting that ready before the school could start on schedule.
Wow. Oops.
Yep.
So I tell you do mold remediation.
That's right.
At least you did after that one.
Oh, yeah. Well, we do that. So that's another thing. We definitely mold remediation and duct cleaning and all kinds of things. And that was another one that was preventable.
I imagine it's a little humid even in Raleigh.
Yeah, especially over the summer.
Yeah.
And a closed up school, and I mean,
With no air movement.
Right.
What could go wrong? A part of Penco Restoration, Penco Clean. We want to touch on that for just a second.
Yeah. So we have a group that focuses on industrial and residential cleaning. So they do carpet cleaning, duct cleaning. They do area rugs. They do tile. They do hardwood floors, all of this. So the restoration company focuses on disaster remediation, and it could be in multiple levels of disaster. The clean company, fortunately, most people who deal with us there have not had a disaster. They just need their carpet cleaned.
They just want some simple maintenance.
Yeah, and that helps us touch more people.
Oh, absolutely.
Because we have a very, very successful carpet cleaning operation. We have people out there every day, all across the metro area, noon in Atlanta, up to here, every day, all the time. Very, very active on that. And that's also, for us, a way to remind people, one, how to prevent some of these losses, because we're seeing them every day, right? We see the people in their house.
Right.
And then two, if they do have a loss, who to call. Because the quicker we can get called, the quicker we can get on it, the quicker we can get you resolved.
How many people you guys got out there?
We got just about 40 people at the moment in the
40.
company. 40. Got about 20 trucks on the road right now. 5 semi-trailers standing by.
Semi-trucks?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Is that how I guess, if you get a call in Dallas or Houston,
Yeah, we'll roll one.
you got to saddle up and go?
We do. In fact,
Wow.
we rolled one to our local school district here. They had that loss. We put one of our semi-trailers on site within a day. And that semi-trailer's loaded with everything you need to start a job with. It's got air dryers.
We need details. We need details.
Oh, yeah. It's got personal protective gear.
Of course.
It's got garbage cans. It's got vacuums. It's a fully loaded, self-contained trailer. So when that thing lands, all the consumable stuff is on there. All the PPC for all the workers is on there. All of our project planning is on there. Everything is on there. And if that's not enough, if it's large enough, we have a mobile command center. In fact, we have 2 of them.
Really?
So we'll put a mobile command on site too. So that's where we can actually centralize our command of the disaster as we have to respond to it. The people, the management of the company, they house themselves in these mobile command centers. They have complete facilities, have meetings with people on site, complete facilities to analyze things as they come in. So yeah, it's a pretty serious operation.
So it's basically like a utility trailer.
Yeah, it's a semi-trailer, semi-truck trailer.
No, I mean the mobile command. Is that a semi-trailer too?
It is. Yeah.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, they are.
Oh, wow. Very cool.
We have some pretty serious logistics in the company.
Y'all taking this cleaning up stuff serious.
One of the things I learned about the company was how passionate the people are.
They must be.
They'll take a call at 2 in the morning. They'll roll to it with a second thought. Now, to you and me, that's like, wow, that's pretty committed, right? That's
Even
serious.
insane from a podcast host.
They do it without a second thought.
How about
It's just something they do. It's baked into what they
That's
do.
what they do.
For me, when I was on the outside looking in, that's an extreme length to do.
Oh, it is.
And so, okay, they take it for granted. When I came, I was like, well, the rest of the world doesn't realize that you take this for granted. The rest of the world looks at that as a very high calling.
Mm-hmm.
So the people are very passionate about that. They will take that call. They'll respond. They will get in their truck and drive 10 hours because you call them at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
And I've seen them do it. That lost our educational customer. We were notified of it I think late Friday night or early Saturday morning. We were there on that day.
Wow.
Starting immediately.
Yeah.
So it's really serious. So the people in the company, they do this. So the analogy I use is, I call it the circus analogy. When we go to the circus as non-circus employees, we see somebody on the trapeze and we're oohing and ahhing because that's dangerous. It's high.
Yeah.
Right? Someone's, in our opinion, life is in jeopardy.
Mm-hmm.
But you look at the clowns who are down there every day, they're not looking up at the guy on the trapeze. They're to the side talking about going to lunch or...
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because they see it every day. they are completely numb to the fact that that is a death.
Well, they are clowns, though. There's got to be some logistics involved with that, because you just don't start sending trucks in directions hoping you get to the right place.
Well,
Or, okay, we got here. Now what do we do?
well, what they'll do is, depends on what we're dealing with. So if
True.
the people on site can supply good enough information, they will roll a semi or 2 or 5 or all of them, right? Depends on what's going on.
Yeah.
If we're not really sure what's going on and it's close enough, we'll send one of our supervisors out to kind of get a feeling for what's going on and then determine the plan. So it depends on the level of what is happening. Like if it's a hurricane, no doubt we're going to roll semis.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a loss in a gymnasium someplace, we may or may not. Depends on what we have to do.
Scope
All
of the
levels
work.
in between. We can run one truck with one guy and what's called a butler truck where you can actually suck up water and everything else, or we might run an entire crew with a semi. We don't know what we're going to do until we get there.
Now, when you get to areas, say, not in your backyard, do you just hire contractors to help you do the work? Do you
We do
bring your
both.
own people?
We bring our own people as best we can.
Right.
We also have industry-specific companies who provide labor for us.
Oh, I got you.
So they're
Almost like labor on demand.
yeah, but they're specific to the restoration industry.
They meet your code, your level of
Right.
expectation.
They're pre-trained.
Very
They're
important.
standing by.
Very important, yeah.
They can work under our supervision. So that's how we can expand really quickly. So we get a major loss. We have industry contacts.
Mm-hmm.
We see a labor headcount we're going to need. We send the specs to them. They supply the people that we need if we
Nice.
can't match it ourselves.
No, that's good. That's good to know. Well, it's not just some guys in an old pickup truck showing up to clean up your place.
No, that's the thing. It's a science. I mean,
It must be.
the
Sounds like
logistics
it.
of this are very military in nature.
That keeps reoccurring in my head. This is very military-esque. Is there a military background somewhere? There must be.
Not for most of the company, no.
Really?
They just organize themselves in those lines naturally.
How about that?
I'm a veteran. I've seen it. I
Oh, yeah.
appreciate the organization.
Mm-hmm.
They just did that because it was the most basic way to do it.
How about that?
It made the most sense.
That's very cool. Let's see. National projects, check. Semis rolling off, check. Cleaning up big jobs, little jobs, check. Educating the public, check. What do you guys not do?
Well, we want to do it on a wider basis.
Spread the word even
Yeah,
further.
absolutely.
Okay.
Because in this state, we've got, 8 million people? Almost none of them know about us. My mission is to help change some of that.
Good.
Because the quicker we can respond, or better yet, the quicker we can prevent one of these things from happening,
That helps. That
the
helps.
better off we all are.
Yeah, that helps.
Everybody wins. The insurance companies win. The homeowner or the business owner wins. Okay, everybody wins. Now, okay, would I rather have a $2,000 loss or a $70,000 job to go on? Okay, I guess in a way I like to have a $70,000 job to go on. But the thing is, there's a human cost to that. There's a human cost. Someone got knocked out of their house. Someone's business had to shut down. Some negative thing had to occur. I'd like to see that prevented.
Right.
So when the loss comes up, it just wasn't preventable. Okay, that's when we feel better
Sometimes
about it.
luck happens, bad
Right.
and good, yeah.
But when the loss comes up, it was completely preventable.
Right.
We don't like to see that.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
And it's just a fact of life. We're human beings. We don't like to see these negative preventable occurrences.
Well, Nate, awesome, man. I love what you're doing. We got a website?
Yeah, it's pencorestoration.com.
PencoRestoration.com.
And you can access the restoration company there and also the clean side of the house for carpet cleaning. And
Penco Clean.
yeah, absolutely.
What else do we need to get in? That it?
That's it.
Wow, we'll get out of it early today. Nate, thanks for coming in. Penco Restoration, Penco Clean. Very cool, man. Thank you so much. I'm vamping. They're going to play my music. Eventually, there they go. Nate, thank you so much. Folks, PencoRestoration.com. And they'll actually even educate you a little bit. That way, maybe some of these disasters don't happen. I'm Tom Sheldon. We'll talk to you soon.
Savings goals keeping you up at night? Let a Regions banker help you build a Regions Greenprint plan, a free financial roadmap personalized for what matters to you. Start building your financial confidence. Visit Regions.com to find a branch near you. Regions Bank, member FDIC.